Hi there, Gary Hopt, coming to you live from Penticton, British Columbia. And look at the size of my head. It is like so full of stuff that I want to share with you. Well, that's just a bunch of nonsense. However, I've learned something in the last couple of weeks that when I ask around, people go, never heard of it. And I'll tell you what, it's really important because it's really expensive if you don't know about it. I'm in at a quick lube place. It's not called Quick Lube. That's just a generic name for one of those places. And the guys, they're doing their thing. And then the attendant comes over and he says, "Oh, sir, look, your coolant water has become acidic." So all of the stories about how these quick lube places might abuse the consumer came flooding in. And I said, "You betcha. Tell me about that. Acidic." So he says, "Well," and he said the coolant as it runs through the engine picks up bits and pieces of the metal, copper, aluminum, steel, and over the course of time, the pH level rises. It can actually electrolysis or something. And he said it will deteriorate the guts of your engine. And I'm like, get away. How much do you want to do that to change my coolant? So he gave me the figure, and I'm thinking, do you see an S on my forehead? Get away from my car, my truck. I had my RV. Anyway, no, I'm not having it. I asked him for a quote, and I just about puked when he said what he said, right, for money. And I thought, this is like a sham. So I got the oil change, left. I went right down to the shop here in Penticton that would normally do the monkey wrenching. Guy says, "Yeah, it happens." He said, "You should change a person, not me. A person should change the coolant in their vehicle every 5 years." And what he said was correct, that the coolant water picks up, you can hear the loon on my phone, picks up the metals, and yes, it can go acidic. And so when you hear about somebody who says, "Oh, the heater core in my vehicle went, I had water," the heater core didn't go. The acidicness of the water ate away like the solder and the welding, and game over. I was like, "You have to be kidding me." And he says, "No, I'm not the brightest cookie in the box, but I've never heard of this." But it's true. And if you Google it, acidic coolant water, there it is. So, advice to you, have your coolant water checked, not just for the freezing level, mine is great, -45, but for acidity. And then you have to decide who's going to do it, because it's like it was a lot. It was a lot of money to change the coolant out, but you can do it yourself and shop around for. Oh, and the guy said, whatever your vehicle is, mine's a Ford, so he said, get the Ford coolant Gold, not Star, Gold. So if you have a Ford, if you have a Dodge, if you have whatever vehicle you have, get the appropriate coolant for your vehicle. The mechanic that I deal with, he really stressed that. Don't go to Canadian Tire or one of the auto places and buy cut rate cheap coolant. In this case, spend the big bucks. And he's looking right at me because I run right off to the cheap place. But anyway, he said, don't do that. And if you shop Amazon, you can save yourself a whack of change. I saved 50% on the coolant price. But I want to encourage you, have your coolant water acidity checked. And if it needs it, look after it, because this is a big deal. And I've never heard of it. And if you're going, "Oh, I never heard of this either," so I have done you a huge service. You need to write a check for me, HAUPTL. Let me know. And I'll give you my address. You can send me a check. I'm going to be like an evangelist. Send me money! But it's true. I'm not kidding you. I mean about the acidity of the coolant water. Do yourself a favor. And that is, that's what I know today. Now my head is so much smaller because I shared that with you. I've drained the swamp. Oh, God, I'm sorry I said that. Jesus, I wonder if that was a copyright. Oh, well. I'll hear about it if it's copyright infringement. Ciao. Bye.